That's the big move. He started in the centre square and then he pushed out to pick up David Swartz. So an interesting move from Dennis Pagan, but a good one, because I don't think that McKernan and Carey particularly play well when they're close together.
Just an absolutely beautiful bounce to start the game, and I think you can get an indication here that the Demons are on a mission. Ward kicks it forward. Melbourne a chance to get a goal. Shot there for goal by Green. It was just offline, and the first score of the match is a behind by the Demons.
McKernan has started up in the forward line, and David Neitz has also started at centre half back, full back, and he's picking up Savroka.
Gee, if you're a Melbourne supporter, you wouldn't have wished for a better start. Just all the signs there. Jeff White, big clearance from the centre, and an early shot at goal.
Make the ball hot. I'm sure that that's all Neil Danaher would have been asking of his 18 players.
Well, push
Just
out.
make every contest a ferocious one. Wheatley takes a clean mark on centre wing. Neitz trying to just provide a target for Wheatley. He goes shorter still, and it's taken there for the Demons by James McDonald. Tries to get back onto the left. He's dragged down. Well done by Adam Simpson.
Well, there's good body language for the Demons, but it's been very quickly equalised by the Kangaroos.
Gee, look, no one in the forward 50 for the Kangaroos. Getting back was Brown for Melbourne. Handball over the top. Neitz can go wide and directs the ball beautifully. Out wide, the mark is taken by Bruce. Bruce goes to White. Back to Bruce. Bruce now straightens up. Kicks in towards the right half forward area. Chance here for Robertson. Overruns it. Gets back onto it. Colbert, the player there for the Demons. Kick forward again by McDonald. Now Leon Celli. Can he kick the first goal of the match? Leon Celli, no, he's just missed. And all the Melbourne fans down here in front of us rise as one. But unfortunately, sit back down again, folks. It's only a behind to the D's.
That's right, Robbo. Take a breath. In fact, Jared, watching David King make that forward thrust into the Kangaroos forward line, he must have thought Wayne Carey was playing forward there. It was only Byron Pickett against 3 Melbourne players, so a few adjustments.
Tell you what, the way Byron's been playing of late, he's going to need 3 Melbourne players to slow him down. But Scott Thompson's just rushed onto the ground for the Demons.
Robertson, Schwartz, shot for goal, and it's a goal. It's a goal, kicked by McDonald. It's James McDonald has kicked the first goal of the game.
It looked very impressive. I know it's only early, but as Robbo said, you look for some early signs, and certainly the Demons, their attack on the ball, it's pretty hard to say, Jared, which way this wind's favouring at the moment. The flags on top of the ground suggest, as we see on replay there, a good steadying shot of one step, a nice kick. But well,
I think it's just blustery.
It's a bit swirly.
It's coming out of the southeast at about 25 knots, but generally the MCG, it just swirls around, and you can be out there and the ball's it appears that the wind is blowing into your face just about wherever you are. Sometimes you feel like it's behind you.
Yes. No
matter which way you're going. That weather report brought to you by
the surfer extraordinaire, Jared Healy, and well done, Jared.
Waiting for the swell talk.
Well, we do get a lot of discussion about what happens here at the MCG, but I'm sure the Kangaroos, if they're on their game, they'll score at the right-hand end of screen without any doubt. Simpson receives the free kick, goes long in towards the forward area. It beats all players there, back there. Chance for Harvey. Snapshot at goal. He did well, didn't he, Brett Harvey? He's got the Kangaroos' first goal.
Yeah, it was an intelligent shot, Robbo, because he knew he had to keep it below the hands that were coming in to smother it. If you have a look at it, he just dribbles it very, very low, with a low trajectory. And that ball just slipped through the back. And there is Brent Thompson. He knew that it was on, good hands. And there he saw the cans coming down to smother, and he kept it particularly low.
It's a good second effort, wasn't it, Jared? Harvey was in that contest there, and he's doubled back, and geez, they're going to have to keep an eye on him because he pushes forward so aggressively for the Kangaroos.
And good hands also by Shane Clayton, I thought, Robbo.
Yes, a great little hand pass there by Clayton, and setting the opportunity up for Brent Harvey. Ward is well tackled by Stevens, and Anthony Stevens, just a tremendous performance to come back from such a terrible facial injury. Away from football, and he's just a terrific person, Anthony Stevens, and a great player of this game.
Yeah, Stevens is one of 4 players in the Kangaroos outfit that are in the top 20 tackles in the competition. He's just
how did this guy get on his own out here? Chance for Colbert. Lee Colbert, an awful kick, Lee. Sorry, I don't mean to say that. You're under pressure out there, but that was about 2 out of 10.
Shame, plenty of time and space there to steady and do more with that one. Lee would be disappointed. He's a better kick than that.
I think you might get an indication here. I know the pressure is on early in the game, but gee, there's been a few ordinary kicks.
Well, there's going to be ordinary disposals right through because of the wind. It's just so blustery out there. Toughest conditions. Much more difficult than even in the wet.
Oh, Stephen Phoebe will breathe a sigh of relief because that turnover nearly resulted in an opportunity for the Kangaroos to get a goal. It's absolutely clean bowled. Clayton back there near centre wing. He gets back, kicks over his left shoulder, and the Demons will tidy up. Strong play by the skipper. David Neitz, little kick. Well, it was fortuitous in the finish. Wheatley was advantaged by a little bounce off the opposition. Now Brown, short, at the feet of... This is Bruce. Gets back now onto his right, kicks in towards full forward and in front, where you've got to be when the ball, you're not quite sure whether the ball's going to carry or fall short. Schwartz, experienced as ever, has marked for the D's.
Looks like one of those footies they brought from the local trick shop before the game because they're having trouble handling it at the moment. And as you said, Robbo, well-positioned David Schwartz there in front. Wayne Carey know about that position all too well.
We're watching David Schwartz go for Melbourne's second goal. It's a pretty good kick and Schwartz is happy. D's have got their second.
Well, it was a great shot at goal because he didn't really kick the ball high. He just speared it into the wind and it maintained its line. Gets a drink as reward, but good work here from Bruce. He spins around, he keeps his feet. The Kangaroo player goes down on the ground. He's effectively out of the competition. It was a mongrel kick, but as you said, Robbo, if you're in front, you're going to get the benefit of any mongrel.
You know, George, you mentioned he kept that kick for goal pretty low. I always found playing out here, the higher I kicked it, the straighter it went, unusually, but because you cleared the swirliness of the breeze down low in the lower terraces. But it's a good shot of goal.
The big occasion for Melbourne today, we've already mentioned Stephen Phoebe playing his 250th. Anthony Ingerson having to retire because of injury. And we also had a tribute to two of their great players of the past in Bob Johnson and Jack Mueller. Yeah. Now, if you can't lift with emotion, if the hairs on the back of your neck aren't lifting and you're a Melbourne person with all of that going on, well, there's something wrong with you. The Demons are doing quite nicely early in this match. We're about 8 minutes in and they lead 2-2 to the Kangaroos 1 goal. Conversely,
Jared, if the Demons need any more motivation and the pride they've got to play for, then there's something wrong as well, maybe.
Yes, they've got everything to play for with their ladder position, as have the Kangaroos.
Here's Anthony Stevens now. Left foot kick high across the half-forward line. Well done. Standing his ground and taking the mark was Brown. Off to Uze. Uze kicks it out wide, vacant area at centre wing. Gathered here by Thompson. He's caught with the ball, I would have thought, and made no effort to try and get rid of it. So the free kick will go to Cochrane for the Kangaroos.
Geez, I thought that was a tough call from John Harvey. He had very little prior opportunity.
No chance.
What about the tackle grabbing? We see another look at it there. Certainly pinned the right arm of Thompson.
No, it was a great tackle, but you know, Scotty Thompson should have been more aware that he was under the pressure there and taken the ball out in front and kept his hands free, so he could have disposed of it, but no prior opportunity whatsoever. I'm not sure what John Harvey was thinking there.
I tell you what, we've missed a very good grab there from Matthew Burton. That was a strong lead and a strong grab. He's going to have a shot here too, from outside 50.
Gets close to the man on the mark, gets good distance. Oh, you would think that would have been, no, not quite there. Touched on the line.
We may be able to replay this, but if you have a look at the way David Neitz was guarding the mark, he got so close to the man on the mark. If he had just really jumped at his highest point, he would have stopped that.
So I thought the goal umpire might have been in the way a little bit there too on the goal line. But,
Wheatley.
Nonetheless.
The goal kicker, the most recent goal kicker for, well, he wasn't actually, he was the first goal kicker for the Demons, James McDonald. Here's a goal kicker for the Kangaroos, Brent Harvey.
1-2.
Cochrane, Harvey, short.
Have a shot,
Sav Rocker, he's a mile out. It'll be a big kick. He bombs it in.
Got
Pickett.
it. Great strength, Pickett.
A good kick too, though, wasn't it? To the advantage of.
It certainly was, Robbo. That wonderful kick, and that's well, one of the real benefits. I think someone like Sav outside 50 lurking there for a short pass, because he can set it up. He's such a penetrating kick. On this occasion, you don't ask for much as a forward when you're one-on-one. Just your favoured side on that occasion, Byron Pickett. He was just so good overhead. and was able to make the most of that opportunity.
Paul, for the interest of the viewers, Sinclair, Morrell, Watt and Teague started on the bench for the Kangaroos. And for Melbourne, Thompson, he's already on the ground, Broadbridge, Godfrey and Walsh, and Pickett has kicked a goal for the Kangaroos.
Well, that's the answer. On 2 occasions, Melbourne's Demons have kicked a goal and the Kangaroos have been able to respond. You just get the feeling as we see that interaction up on the wing there, and Savrocca from the centre square just launched one to within 20-25 metres of goal, and Byron Pickett was able to finish it off. But if the Demons have got any chance early in this game, just need to establish a bit of breathing space. A couple of goals would be nice.
Melbourne lead by a point, 2-2 to 2-1. Goal kickers for Melbourne, Schwartz and James McDonald. For the Kangaroos, Pickett and Brent Harvey. Centre clearance, Uze, but Stevens was up to it. He kept possession of the ball. The kick went forward. It was an awkward bounce again. Gathered here by Brown. He's got a player in support, Stephen Phoebe, who in turn uses Neitz. Neitz across the ground. Opportunity here for Bruce. Looks very skillfully done. Feigned the hand pass. White. Now they're in a bit of trouble on their half-forward line. Bruce goes back. Weekly gets past the tackler and then kicks in towards half-forward. No mark taken. The protection of the player going for the mark was pretty good. There's Ward at ground level. Harvey, still Ward. Hand pass is okay. Robertson, snapshot at goal by Robertson is offline.
Gee, Jared, they just really crucified their forwards there, didn't they, with that overuse of the ball just inside the centre square, and they can't afford to do that. They got the forwards, the targets. They've got to go to them.
It must be terribly blustery out there, because that missed mark by Ward was a certain shot at goal, and the ball just must have carried an extra couple of metres.
King, the ball carrier, took about 5 strides and then delivered to Stevens. Stevens in towards half forward. Well done by McKernan. The plays on to. Very positive play by Corey McKernan on this occasion.
Trying to get
Kicks it high in towards full forward. Ball spills to the back of the pack. Brown has it. He's tackled there by Pickett. Knocked away by Weekly. Gathered beautifully by Makepeace. Left foot snapshot at goal by Makepeace is offline. Scores are behind for the Kangaroos.
They are really trying to utilise Byron Pickett almost in the Pagans paddock scenario. Is when the ball comes on down the southern stand side, he just sprints in from the members side and gives them a one-off option. And he's going to be tough to beat one out, Fish.
Oh, he certainly is, no doubt about that. The other guy that I'm impressed with early in this game is Matthew Burton, who's work rate. He's just changed his style of football ever so slightly, but he's become a more potent weapon because he's pushing forward a bit more aggressively. And if he does that against an opponent like Jeff White, it's going to make it very interesting for Jeff to stay on his toes.
James McDonald accepted the kick in and then in turn found Ward. Ward, who is at left half back. His 3rd possession, 2 kicks and a hand pass to Ward. Kicks towards the half-forward area. Well roved by Weekly, doing pretty well. Hand pass not bad. Made a little better by the athleticism of Thompson. Well done by Thompson. Found Bruce. Bruce in towards full forward, and the kick had a little too much carry on it. Blakey mopped it up beautifully for the Kangaroos across half-back. Kick smothered off the boot. Still a chance for the Demons. Schwartz overruns it, then provides a blockage. Now Harvey kicks it blindly, but gets terrific distance. Oh, a great leap there by Neitz. Couldn't take the ball, and a congestion of 5 or 6 players. Out comes the ball. Wheatley, Brown has had a fair bit of it. Brown's kicking towards full forward, half forward, and the mark is taken by Schwartz, and Brown providing tremendous running support. Schwartz has got another option. Into the pocket, he goes past the player Brown and finds White in the left forward pocket for the D's.
Well, in the first instance there, Jared, Wayne Carey gave out what he's been getting a lot of in his own career. And I just mentioned Matthew Burton pushing aggressively forward, but here it is. Wayne saying, well, you've earned it. And Jeff White, Jared pushing forward. So both of these ruckmen coming a bit of ground early.
Well, that's when he plays his best footy, Jeff. He's got to get his fair share of hit-outs, but he's got to get plenty of possessions through the middle. But it's these possessions close to goal. If he can kick 1 or 2 or 3 goals, he just becomes so much more valuable a player.
Oh, yeah.
5 possessions. His second kick is a goal.
Good passage of play, isn't it? Good passage of play and a magnificent kick, blustery conditions, but he read it well, or he was favoured beautifully. But they are starting to look dangerous, the Demons. They've got plenty of run, Fish.
They certainly have it. They've opened up very impressively, and it's the run that's doing it off half-back. It's been good. Brown has already had 6 touches, for example.
Neat's also doing well, I think.
And White, well, just great to see him playing some instinctive footy, and it's, you know when a guy's instinctive, going hard.
Well, their third goal now, Melbourne, 3-3. They lead the Roos 2-2, 7 points the advantage, and they get another centre clearance, but it's chopped off by McCartney at half-back. A short kick by Jason McCartney is okay, taken by Rawlings. Handball over the top, the running support provided by King. Couple of bounces by David King, and then, gee, that was nearly an indiscretion there by Leoncelli. The mark not taken at half-forward. Simpson well tackled by the 250 gamer, Stephen Phoebe, and the umpire will bounce in the right forward pocket for the Kangaroos.
Jared, do you think David King, being the wily old cagey footballer he is, draws those sorts of that sort of contact?
I'm sure he does, but I tell you what, Leoncelli, he gambled pretty heavily. John Harvey had a good look, and I reckon he considered.
Simpson, right foot over his shoulder. Good spoil there by McKernan. Ball comes out. Rawlings right onto it. Ooh. Brown desperate. Brown good. Body work was important there by Nathan Brown. Eventually the kick comes away from McDonald back into the middle where Leoncelli is marked. He could go right, but he decides to go to the member's side, and it bounces just inside the boundary line over for a throw-in on centre wing member's side, slightly favouring the Kangaroos.
Well, the Kangaroos have been able to answer Melbourne's goals on each occasion so far early in this game, and Demons a little bit lucky to get out of that one, and it could have been the same result, but it's a good sign.
Colbert's little handball put Blakey under a bit of pressure, but gee, the veteran did well, didn't he? Got his right boot to it, but all to no avail.
Playing well, David Neitz, the skipper for the Demons.
Breaks down his 6th possession, Jared. He's had 2 marks, and Simmons kicks into the man on the mark. Rocker.
Thought Johnny Blakey showed some great skills before with his ducking and weaving.
Rocker tackled from behind. Stephen Phoebe under pressure from Makepeace. Still Phoebe. Still Phoebe. Hasn't cleared it. He hasn't cleared it. He made 2 or 3 goes at it, but was unsuccessful, and now he's going to be penalised.
I mentioned that one, Jared. Looking forward to seeing it again. He didn't actually drag it back underneath him. He's lost possession. Oh, he had possession. He just, yeah, well, that's a freak. It's tight, but it's. I thought technically he had to drag it back under to be caught. He actually made a few attempts unsuccessfully, but
all credit to this young fella here, because I mean, on the forward line now, it is one of the real strong points that the coach must emphasise. Work hard, and he did. It's Makepeace going for goal, and with his trusty left foot, he has popped it through. The Kangaroos' third.
Well, there's the response that you were looking for, Paul. And Stephen Phoebe, I reckon he still think he's a little bit stiff, but the umpire paid it that way, and good effort by Troy Makepeace. Interesting painting he's got on his arm. But look at the big sab. He's fighting, he's desperate, he's doing well.
That was a marvellous effort, that, and certainly the Makepeace effort here was good. And I have to agree, pretty tough on Phoebe.
Gee, it was good work there by Troy Makepeace, and he was rewarded with an opportunity, and then eventually finishing with the Kangaroos' third goal. Stevens, Blakey, veterans combining. The kick away not bad there by McCartney. Got good distance. He was slightly restricted. Gathered here by Ward. Left foot kick is excellent. Schwartz measures, kicks. Oh yes,
Jeffrey.
He's there. He's arrived today. Jeffrey, wash your hands, Jeffrey. Oh, look, if there's anything brings you to your feet, gets you excited, it's players like Jeffrey Farmer. I just hope for Melbourne's sake, their supporters, that he's on song and he's in this game for most of it today.
Well, this is an intelligent kick from David Schwartz. He's gone along, put it to the advantage of both his teammates there, and Farmer did the damage. King was sleeping, not like David at all, and Farmer's made a direct line for the centre bounce. He's taken up position in the midfield for the next bounce.
Oh, gee whiz, you wouldn't want to be in the North Melbourne coaches box, would you? David King.
Caught napping there, Robbo.
He was. It was so uncharacteristic, I thought, and gave Farmer a dead set, easy chance to kick a goal. Melbourne, much to their supporters' delight, have received a free kick. It was to Anthony McDonald. Then White, his kick onto the chest of Simmons, couldn't take the mark. Well done, Wheatley, confronting McCartney unfairly, according to the umpire. And McCartney, who looks a little dazed, maybe, and he will take the free kick just behind the centre from a Kangaroos point of view.
He's pretty
he
groggy.
is a bit groggy, yes.
He's been donged on the head.
They are one of the awful things.
I've got a real problem with
that. Yeah, they're an awful thing.
I've got a real problem with the contact above the head. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but lining up a player, taking him high,
coming off the ground,
is a real concern. And
doesn't seem to be a concern at the upper echelons of the AFL, though. Unfortunately, I'm totally in agreement with your Fish. I reckon it's going to have a dramatic ramification at some stage.
Well,
and they should come out and just state blankly that hitting people in the head is not on.
Well, Jared, I had plates taken out of my face recently from an incident similar like that, so I'm a bit passionate about it. I think it's not a fine line; it's quite clear cut.
Goes back to the Neil Sash days, doesn't it?
It does.
Which was one of the terrible things that happened in footy, in my opinion. Well, while all that was going on, we were talking about front-on collisions between opposition players. The Kangaroos have control of the ball now. Sav Rocker's kick is good. And McKernan probably could have made a more desperate effort, perhaps. And then eventually Pickett, Crummy, has kicked it out of bounds on the full in the left forward pocket for the Kangaroos.
We've had half a dozen of those examples of players just crashing into other guys' heads in recent times, and the penalties from the AFL Tribunal have been embarrassingly low, and the lack of instruction from the top levels of the AFL has been poor.
Well, Anthony Stevens there receiving a free kick. David Schwartz a little overzealous over the top there of the midfielder for the Kangaroos. Stevens goes back towards the middle of the ground where he has found Colbert. Colbert looks and then delivers in towards the half-forward area proper. Punch back towards the middle, make peace. Then a handball to King. King straightens, kicks. Kicks emphatically, just misses to the right. By the look of it, has he? Yes. David King, a score. He has kicked it behind. So the Kangaroos 3-3-21 trail Melbourne 4-3-27. Melbourne leading by 6 points.
We mentioned Corey McKernan only a few moments ago, and he made it probably hard for himself to take that mark. He just like to see the big fella prop his body, put his knee up and take it overhead, but you make a split-second decision on those cases, and on that occasion it didn't quite work out for him.
Kick in there by the Demons. Stephen Phoebe found Nicholson. His kick has resulted in a contest at left half forward for the Kangaroos, about 65 metres from their goal. The boundary umpire will throw it in. Ruck contest. Simmons beaten for it by Burton. Cochrane was there, but the ever-reliable Stephen Phoebe gathers and kicks it back towards the middle.
Oh, well done.
What a great mark by Colbert. He was always in very ordinary territory there, but he didn't worry about it. He kept his eyes right on the footy. David King kicks it in towards Watt. Watt, who took the place of McCartney. Now Motlop. Motlop for the Kangaroos. One bounce, then forced to kick with the right. Drops short. No mark? Yes, it might have been. Neat's not paid. Rocker there for the Kangaroos, right in front of the Kangaroos' goal. I think the umpire will bounce.
Yeah, sorry, Robbo. I think Sav had first bite at the cherry on that occasion, so Nita, you always try your luck as a player when you grab a pack mark, but it wasn't to be.
So the umpire to bounce. Burton, White. White gets a big fist to it. Farmer, well done. Green, back to Farmer. Shepherding provided there by Green. No one there really to shepherd away. And eventually, when there was a little bit of space there and time for Jeffrey Farmer, his delivery left a little bit to be desired. He kicked it out on the full. Shannon Watt now for the Kangaroos. Thompson had his eye written all over it.
Good attack on the footy from Thompson. Excellent.
Demons, he's been tackled from behind. He got his kick away out wide, and getting back Watt is marked away from Uze.
Well, you've got to just question that disposal. He's got to hit targets.
The kick was fairly emphatic onto the chest there of McKernan. McKernan is just forward of the centre. He's got Carey. Carey with a little bit of space delivers into the half-forward area. A little bit too far there for Harvey. Guarding him is Anthony McDonald. He kicks to the danger zone. No mark. Wheatley. Handballs to the opposition. Cochrane,
no.
flying shot at goal. Kangaroos goal to Cochrane.
Oh, dear. Well, that was really unfortunate there. The handball came out. He had no choice. He had to dispose of it, but landed right in the arms of Cochrane. And this is a very good kick by Harvey. Tightened the boundary, centered it up. The mark probably should have been taken there by Wheatley, but a good give in the end, but to the wrong man. And
just inexperience, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
He should have been head up and looking for the socks of the Blues. Yeah, the socks of the Demons. He should have been the red socks, not the blue socks, because he was under the pump, and sometimes you can only see the boots at that level.
Well, that's a fair point, actually, and sometimes, you know, when you feel as if the heat's being applied by the opposition, you can make those errors. Yep. Melbourne across their half-back line, and this is where they've got 4-on-1 here. Important for Clayton. Over the top was Ward. Demons will get out of trouble. Ward has the ball, forced to kick with the left, just sets it up a little bit too much. Punch away, comes back to James McDonald, dragged down from behind. I've seen that penalised. Got the handball. His second effort was terrific.
Oh, good
and
hit.
Schwartz's kick is a beauty.
Oh, that's a sizzling kick, that one, to Adamuso. That was a brilliant piece of play. I thought you're right, Robbo. The Melbourne player was a bit lucky not to get penalised because he didn't make contact with the boot. And James McDonald could quite clearly have given away the free kick.
Well, the football is with Adamuso. Read a great article about Adamuso and where he comes from up at Shepparton, and just a dead-set country boy, and his left foot kick is not good for the Demons. He scores a behind. And
it was all about the drop. The ball just moved off its line when he went to connect. Great golfer, Adamuso, as well. He's a highly skilled player. He probably just about knocked you off, Robbo, at your Bush Rangers handicap of 8.
I've got a shock and rap from Barry Breen during the week too. He reckons I've got a wussy fade, Jared. We'll see about that. Shannon Grant taken to the ground by James McDonald. Too high, says the umpire, and Grant will take the free kick. Our umpires, we've already spoken about John Harvey. We have Hayden Kennedy and Justin Schmidt officiating in this match today, and we're watching Shannon Grant kick the ball out towards the wing. No mark to Rocker, gathered by Makepeace, already a goal kicker. Hand pass, the ball kicked forward there by Morrell. Morrell's kick, Brown plays the percentages in front of Pickett. He knocks the ball away, Nicholson gone. Got the handball to Stephen Phoebe. Oh, a risky kick, but it's going to come off. Schwartz has got it. Always instinctively looking for the hand pass. Maybe that's an instruction. In the finish, kicked it out wide. Gathered there by Bruce. Backs himself in his efforts to outrun Cochrane. Cochrane a little slip. Bruce, no, can't quite grasp that awkward ball, and it slips out of the hands of Cameron Bruce and over for a boundary throw-in.
Well, he's done the right thing there. He is under pressure. He was never going to take clean possession unless Cochrane had lost his feet. So he's found the 19th man, the boundary.
Schwartz and Carey, now Simpson, back to Carey, look away, Grant goes for the safety of the boundary line. Oh, you disguised that quite nicely, Shannon.
I think he may well have been just trying to get the possession back, Robbo, but the 19th...
Oh, very kind, Jared.
No, I reckon he might have been, but I know he'd be preferring the extra possession than the ball going out, but the 19th man was always a handy backup.
Schwartz gets rid of Carey on this occasion and then knocks it in the path of Ward. Didn't he keep his footing well? Oh, Ward shot at goal. It's a goal, and it's a great reward for Ward.
Ah, Robbo, that was a well called. That was a great goal there. The way he just kept his feet under pressure and was able to steady within 2 or 3 steps and put that goal through. So the Demons have been impressive, and it's only going to be a matter of, you see the contest here, it's just going to be a matter of where they can sustain the pressure. Look at that, nearly dragged to his feet, nearly on one knee there. That's easily goal of the day so far. Can they sustain the pressure? Can they keep pace with the Kangaroos for 4 quarters?
Well, I would think, Jared, pretty well Melbourne's best player, Daniel Ward, so far. 7 possessions, and that was a tremendous goal. Yeah,
he's starting in the middle, Robbo, and he's getting a lot of it. And I think the Demons would have been instructed to move the ball on at all costs. They haven't got a huge side as far as height is concerned, but they've got a very athletic running side. That's where they can expose them.
Got it again. Daniel Ward kicks it high. Floating punt kick. Oh, terrifically gathered by Uze as he kicked another one right on the siren. It looks okay. It might be a goal to Melbourne. Yes, it is. So Uze, with his second shot at goal for the quarter, gets the Demons' 6th goal, and they have a handy lead at quarter time. Melbourne 6-4-40. Lead the Kangaroos 4-3-27.
Carey is now in the forward line, whereas he started in the back line.
Well, I think that's going to be important, because surely the Kangaroos' structure, when they go forward now, they've got the chance to look for the skipper. And underneath all that was Simpson. Now Grant got the hand pass back. Simpson's little left footer. A bit of a toe poke, but he got it into the clear. Leading in the race for the ball is James McDonald. Hand pass okay. Taken there by Neitz. Stands, delivers, and kicks to half forward. And a good mark taken by Bruce away there from Cochrane. Cochrane, a goal kicker for the Kangaroos in the first term. And Cameron Bruce had a couple of chances, not quite within scoring range. Now, on this occasion, the ball drops a little short. And eventually, Anthony McDonald over the top of Colbert. But his earlier effort on Anthony Stevens was an infringement, according to the umpire. And Anthony Stevens will take the free kick for the Kangaroos.
See, Anthony Stevens has had a wonderful start to this game. He's
and a good
year.
year.
Picked up 9 possessions. It's his 10th. Yeah, it's a fantastic year. He's just he leads from the front, doesn't he?
Out wide, hand pass from McDonald to Uze, tackled by Watt. Now the ball comes back to Byron Pickett. He straightens up, kicks in the direction of, and finds McKernan. He got rid of his opponent, and then, well, not bad actually, because Carey off the left. Carey's kick is not good by any stretch of the imagination, and kicks it out of bounds in the left forward pocket, about 15 metres around from the Kangaroos' goal.
I don't reckon there's too many blokes Corey would have given a handball to in that situation when he's running inside 50. The captain might be one, Jared.
Well, he got it, and he did muck it up that time, Wayne Carey, but geez, it was good work by Corey McKernan. He has returned to some very good form.
Neitz doing well, and so is Stephen Phoebe in his 250th game. The bounce was awkward. Chance here for the Kangaroos through David Teague. He was tackled. Bounces back to Ward. Ward's kick over his left shoulder. Schwartz presenting himself. Tackled there by Colbert, but the umpire saw that as all fair and above board. Bruce is tackled. He, in turn, was locked up, and the umpire will call for a bounce.
David Schwartz is calling for a free kick.
Neitz has had 8 possessions in that defensive role that he looks quite familiar with. Presently manning up on Corey McKernan.
He's been very good, Robbo. I'd really like to see Melbourne, they're running aggressively off half-back. Their midfielders get the chance to run, push a bit further forward and link up play a bit. So far, there are signs that that's happening, and happening pretty well.
Centre bound.
Behind play.
A bit of a dust-up there, and it's going against Melbourne. James McDonald is being penalised. Harvey has been awarded the free kick. It'll go back to where the ball was in dispute, and the free kick will be taken for the Kangaroos by Colbert.
Well, McDonald is really running aggressively against Brent Harvey, and he's I suspect he responded to a Harvey niggle.
Gee, wasn't that a terrific smother by Stevens? Very important, very important. Still there for the Kangaroos, kicked away by Wheatley. Not gathered there by James McDonald, confronted by Pickett. In goes Anthony McDonald. The 2 McDonald boys very, very to the fore there for the Demons. And the umpire will call for a bounce right in front of the Kangaroos' goal. The smother.
Fantastic smother from Anthony Stevens. Just, he's a champion, that bloke. And he's centered that well, and yet there's really no margin for error, is there, Jared? When a Kangaroo forward line with Stevens, Pickett, Harvey coming down on you, it's the Demons can't afford to over finesse too much in there.
Twice the club champion, as you could see there by that graphic, Anthony Stevens. Leon Celli goes out wide, and Robertson with Teague, Bruce with Harvey. Harvey got the handball back. Makepeace on his trusty left, kicks the ball in towards half forward, punched away by White. Good disciplined play, gathered at the front by Grant. Kick towards the goal square has been taken by Rocker. He played on. He played on.
Oh, he's got it anyway.
Back, and Pickett has kicked the goal. It's all clear. Unbelievable there. But you don't need an explanation as to how it was done. It is a goal to the Kangaroos, and it's a second goal to Byron Pickett.
Well, what's happened here, Jared?
Well, he did try to handball, and it was a well smothered, but then out the back.
Very clever. He's done well, Sav.
He's turned it round.
No doubt about it being a throw. Never.
No, not a throw.
None at all.
No.
Byron Pickett, the goal kicker, he's kicked a couple.
And there's a bit of discussion also in the middle of the ground. The McDonald-Harvey tango is causing some frustration. I think McDonald may be coming from the ground with a blood rule.
And Russell Robertson has been replaced by Troy Broadbridge, while McDonald leaves the ground, and he will be replaced by Peter Walsh. A double change there for the Demons. 6-4 Melbourne, and haven't yet added a goal in this second term. It's 5.5 minutes old. The Kangaroos 5-3-33, so the margin is just 7 points in favour of the D's.
A huge round of applause for Walsh when he came onto the ground. He must be one of the Demons' faithful favourites.
Well, he was pretty good last year, wasn't he? So's this player. He's pretty good for the Kangaroos. And it was Shannon Grant kicking the ball into the forward pocket area. Rocker, little toe poke. Oh, don't mess this up. Oh, it's come off Rocker's boot, hasn't it? Oh, he thinks it did. It rebounded off
It's
Nicholson.
a goal, Robbo.
No, it's a behind. I think the right arm by John Harvey will indicate that it is a rush behind. But Sav Rocker was right onto it, wasn't he?
Was it almost a throw too, I would have thought. Let's have a very close look. Did he throw this one or not?
Oh, it's off his leg.
Off his shin.
Below the knee.
So it's a goal.
You take a very brave field umpire to overrule the goal umpire in that situation. So it was hot, wasn't it? Right on the goal line.
Well, it's instinctive stuff. Big leap by Jeff White over the top of Burton. Crumbs gathered by Harvey. Just be careful doing that, Anthony McDonald, because when you do that, after you've effected the tackle, the sling can be penalised, can't it?
And he's just sorting out the underwear.
Brent Harvey, he's been pretty good. He's had his 11th possession, and he's found Shannon Grant. Now, Grant probably too far out to score. Looking maybe for the short pass, decides to lob it in the square. Now the mark, has it been taken? No, punched away there by the Melbourne defence. There was Neitz, there was Nicholson. They were all back there to try and force it behind, and eventually Nicholson, getting his fist to it, has punched it over for a rush behind to the Kangaroos. Melbourne by 5, early part of the second term. Kick in, taken by Stephen Phoebe.
A little bit more movement, the Demons. It's just upfield. They're relying on a little bit of run from behind, but here we go. We've got a chance here, a few open players. This is what happens.
There is an opportunity.
Push it quickly out of the back line.
And when you do get the possession of the ball like Jeff Farmer, you have to do something with it. And there was no doubt about that, because he put it onto the chest of David Schwartz.
See what happened there? Farmer was set up beautifully there to push off his opponent and come back, but too many Melbourne players just led into the space when there weren't real options. That can be frustrating as a forward. You just want the space between the kicker and yourself.
Terrific look there from behind David Schwartz. He's kicking from 50. He's kicking long, he's kicking hard, and he's kicking a behind. It's hit the post. 1-1 to the key Demon forward, David Schwartz. A lot of publicity this year for David Schwartz. Now, what's happened here? Blood rule, he's going off the ground, is he? And someone else is going to have another shot, is he?
He's going to get another shot.
Well, what's happened? Hayden Kennedy is running down now, maybe to tell the goal umpire to signal a behind, and he's going to give him another shot at goal.
There's something on the line. Something's happened on the goal line on that kick, which has forced Hayden Kennedy to give a free kick.
Now, we do
after the ball's gone through.
We do agree that a behind stands.
That's right.
Well, Schwartz hooks the second kick into the pocket, and the mark is taken back there by Shannon Watt. Watt for the Demons.
It was actually a better kick there from Schwartz. Didn't score, but the Demons players just weren't in the right position.
We believe, Paul, that maybe Jeffrey Farmer may have been infringed against, being shepherded away, and you see it down in the foreground here. And that is what Hayden Kennedy saw, and resulted in David Schwartz having another shot at goal.
The ball hadn't gone through, Jerry.
Why did you get two shots?
Chance here for Bruce. Stephen Phoebe into the pocket. Good kick. Mark taken by Simmons.
I mean, the free kick was there. Surely he gets another shot, but the first score doesn't count.
Well, there's a technicality involved here somewhere, but I would say right now the behind has gone on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Most definitely.
No doubt about that.
The second kick did not result in any score, so
usually you get another shot. The score counts when the ball's gone through the goal line, over the goal line. On this occasion, it hadn't. It was only a matter of milliseconds. And the infringement happened behind the goal line, so it has to go back to the original kicker.
Simmons' shot at goal is pretty good. I think he's popped it through. No, he's missed. Bit of excitement down here in front of us again from the Melbourne fans, but just to behind. Kick by Troy Simmons, very important part of Melbourne's lineup, because when he does the ruck work and does it with effectiveness, it gives White the chance to move around the ground. The kick in probably should have been marked there by Shane Clayton. Took his opposition out of the marking contest there, and it will be a free kick to Simpson against Adam Uze.
He almost put a saddle on him.
Simpson across the goal, at which he is defending. Harvey looking to run away. Well done, Blakey. Got over there in support. Took the hand pass and then kicked the ball back towards the middle of the ground. No mark. Now the ball hits the ground.
Tackle.
Neats, the tackler on that occasion for the Kangaroos was Teague. Now an opportunity. Good gather there by Bruce. Nicholson, little kick all right. Farmer. Quickly onto him was Anthony Stevens. That, a little while ago, was a 50-metre penalty, and that was what it was introduced for. The player taking the mark being dragged to the ground. Jeffrey Farmer from 50 metres kicks it towards full forward. Simpson hacks it out of the air. That's a free kick. It'll go to Rawlings, I would think. Pushed out of the contest. No, the mark has been paid to McKernan.
I just thought Jeff Farmer may have acted too much, Robbo, and the umpires don't like acting, and they don't tend to pay free kicks if you try and help the decision along too much.
McKernan out into the area of Carey and Nicholson. Simmons there. Shannon Watt kicked out of there by Carey to his own advantage. He made the ball his. Nearly run down by Brown. Puts the kick onto the chest of Sav Rocker. 50 metres from goal. Sun shining now at the MCG as we watch Sav Rocker in his attempts to bring the Kangaroos to within 1 point of the Demons. From 50 metres, Sav Rocker. Beautiful kicking style just across the face of goal. Eventually, it has hit the behind post on the full, so it will be a free kick to Melbourne to be taken by Leon Celli. Goes out wide. Neitz is on his own. He's got a player running in support. It's Stephen Phoebe. Phoebe's kick is good. Marcus taken down here in front of us by Cameron Bruce. Playing pretty well too, Cameron Bruce. Stephen Phoebe has run all the way down. Then really set it up nicely, didn't he?
Farmer.
Thompson, the kick in short, and Farmer is marked. Well done, Gerard.
Presented himself well then, Jeffrey Farmer. Good passage of play right from defence. They got it away very quickly, and there were a number of Melbourne players unattended. They get an opportunity to have a shot.
They look good when they do that, don't they, Gerard? They're a better side when they're running aggressively from defence. Most sides are, but they, as you said earlier in the telecast, they've got their weapons at ground level today, and they really have to take full advantage of running, keeping possession of the ball, and spotting out the best options. In this case, Jeff Farmer.
Not a good kick by Farmer.
Good.
Oh, nearly a mark there to Uze, taken by Simpson for the Kangaroos. Right foot kick outside his defensive 50. Right onto it was Stevens. Be happy if it went out, I would think, Anthony Stevens. Broadbridge good. Leon Celli. Ward throws it onto his right boot. Bounces awkwardly back towards the middle. Green gathers. Runs back with the flight of the ball or the flow of the ball. Taking him back towards the middle. And Broadbridge is marked. Not Broadbridge, it's Walsh. Walsh about 55 metres from goal for the Demons. Melbourne lead by 7 points. Watching Walsh kick the ball into the square. No mark. It falls to the back of the pack. Gathered here by King.
We go the boundary.
Goes back in towards the middle of the ground now and kicks in that direction. No one home. So the bouncing ball gathered there by Stevens. Anthony Stevens, possession number 12, kicks in towards full forward. The mark taken by Rocker in front of Nicholson.
Great play there by David King. If he had kept running on the same track and only the boundary line, and went up forward, and he's got himself and his team a shot at goal with the King taking a great mark.
Make a certainty of it now. That'll go to the line, won't it?
And a little bit of extra pressure there from Walsh.
No penalty?
Hayden, Ken, do you think that was all fair and square? Walsh came in arguably a little bit late here.
Arguably.
Here it is, the mark's been taken. Well, that's
look, it's not going to make any difference.
Arguably.
It's not going to make any difference. But that is ridiculous. When we see 50-metre penalties, that was a certain 50-metre penalty.
That qualifies, I think, Jared.
Yep.
Carey
from right on the end of the square kicks a goal for the Kangaroos.
Well, as I said, Robbo, the 50 wasn't entirely necessary. Good lesson for young players watching today's telecast. We see Seb Rock has been fantastic, actually. I think he's leading, and his preparedness to present himself has been great today. But a good long penetrating kick. We see here, Carey's got his eyes on the ball at all occasions. Neitz lost it, and there's Walsh coming over for a late attempt at spoiling. But the goal counts for the Kangaroos.
Well, it was a little cumbersome, to say the least, wasn't it, Peter Walsh? His efforts to try and spoil Wayne Carey, he had no hope. But anyway, the Kangaroos won't care too much. They've got their 6th goal on the scoreboard, and it is 1 point the margin. So the people who came to the MCG today are being given a little bit of a treat because there's closeness to the scores. Have a look at Ward. Have a look at Ward go streaming through and miss.
Impressive player at the moment, Daniel Ward. He's running hard, and he's creating some opportunities up forward. That time he couldn't get it through, but he's a most impressive young player for the Melbourne side.
11 posies to Ward. David King with the football, kicks it back towards the middle. Simmons up high. Stephen Phoebe. Gee, it's one thing to win a game when you're playing one of these important matches, but to play well in it is terrific, and he's doing just that. Shane Clayton taken down. Rocker. Grant loves this. Grant loves this. Grant loves that.
He wanted Sab Rocker, was half tempted there, I think, Jared, to have a shot on his own, but he almost did a double take there, and notice it was Shannon Grant. And we'll see it on the replay. It's coming forward here. Sav's done well because he's followed up with the second effort here, picked it up. One look to, that was Shannon Grant. And not a bad option. Not a bad option at all. That is a fantastic goal from Shannon Grant. The Kangaroos have got their noses in front now. Demons need to shut the shop a little bit.
It's amazing, isn't it? Give a guy a spell in the reserves. Shannon Grant's probably last, 6 weeks have been enormous, haven't they? Since he was sent back. Stephen Phoebe
It's probably a bit stiff to go back, I reckon, Robbo.
Perhaps, but it's amazing, you know, what it does for the player, and also his ability to apply himself after he came back to the seniors. And he kicked a great goal. Cochrane under a little bit of pressure. There's Grant now working industriously in the half-back area. Farmer, he'll bomb away, will he? No, he won't. He'll kick beautifully. Leon Celli runs on, and Leon Celli, quick answer for the D's.
It's a good game of footy, this one. Very good game of football. It's the mobility and the speed of Melbourne versus the vigour and the height of the Kangaroos. And a change is being made with Uze coming off of McDonald. But smart kick from Jeff Farmer there, and Andrew Leoncelli was right on the target.
11 possessions to Leoncelli, and with his 7th kick, has kicked his first goal. So with 7 minutes left in the first half, Melbourne have the most slender of the leads. It is just 1 point. 49 plays 48. The scoreboard at the cricket ground here has Melbourne 2 points to the advantage. So we better check that at the long break. With 7 minutes left, the ball is out of bounds, left forward pocket for the Kangaroos. That is Cameron Bruce.
Maybe that point wasn't added officially. The contentious point.
Well, it was certainly waved through by the goal umpire.
So the boundary throw in and left forward pocket. The ball spills to the back. Thompson gathers, goes across the half-back line. Now the onus is right on Simmons. Get up there, Broadbridge, and provide a shepherd. Get up there, Broadbridge. He's going to get the crumbs, though, and he'll get the hand pass out. Thompson did well. He first of all affected the clearance and then got over and supported his teammate. That mark has been taken there by Jeff White in front of Shannon Watt between wing and left half forward, favouring Melbourne. Schwartz trying to get away from Colbert. Does, and then marks in front of his face. Well done. Provide the lead, it's honoured, and David Schwartz forced to kick across his body to half forward. Bruce dispossessed. Colbert went in where Angels feared to tread. Now the ball spills out to Cochrane. He got the hand pass in all sorts of trouble now. The Kangaroos in midfield. Cochrane butted up and had another go at it. Bouncing ball awkward. Nicholson, Rocker. Locked up.
Jeez, it's a good game of footy. Hard and tough in the middle, isn't it? So much pressure in quick hands. The umpires are doing a pretty fair job too, just keeping a nice consistent interpretation of the rules. And they're even bouncing the ball. Yesterday at the MCG, they gave it away for most of the game.
Excellent bounce. Neats, awkward bounce. Carey, well done. Hand pass. Harvey. Oh, a little bit of a misunderstanding there between he and Grant. Demons might get clear. Harvey, be careful. That slinging motion after you've affected the tackle. Sometimes you get yourself into a bit of strife. But on this occasion, the umpire has given the all clear for a throw-in about 35 metres around. Good defence there by Melbourne. That was a goal. Wayne Carey had total control, and it was excellent that they didn't let it go across the line. Ruck work being done by Rocker. Carey, Motlop, straighten up, kick a goal. No, it drifts away, I think, just to the left. It looked a living certainty going down there, but Shannon Motlop, his first score, a behind to the Kangaroos.
You're right, Jared. It's a very entertaining game. I just like the way both sides aren't taking anything from the other. They're responding very well. They're responding in kind on the scoreboard at the moment. So they keep up this pace. We've been going to be fortunate to have been a part of the day's proceedings, I think.
Stephen Phoebe has accepted the kick in. Oh, this is a bit risky. Very risky. It's going to cost. It's going to cost. It's a shot at goal by McKernan. But fortunately for Melbourne, he has missed. So that may, we feel, give the Kangaroos the lead. I thought they got it behind just a moment ago, but now we have scores level. So our score here on the screen now concurs with the scoreboard here at the MCG.
Jeff White taking a breather, a well-earned one, and being replaced by Adam Uze.
Kick in by Phoebe, taken by Broadbridge. Opportunity now. When you break clear in this situation, you really have to make the opposition pay. Bruce, Farmer, punched away. Back in the direction of Bruce. It'll be gathered by Robertson. Just took his eye momentarily off the ball. Chance for Farmer. Get rid of it quickly. Teague there. Farmer, still Farmer. An absolutely mongrel punt kick off the boot.
He did everything right, didn't he? Got himself the extra opportunity and then didn't utilise the time that he had. He just threw it on the boot and hoped for the best.
Kicked it behind Jeffrey Farmer. 1 goal, 1.
Looking exciting, though. He's looking like he's just a step away from explosion.
I was going to say, he's that sort of player, isn't he? Often he'll throw it onto his boot and you say, how do you do it? And it comes off for him, so...
Well, they outnumbered, didn't they? And that's why they got it, the Kangaroos. They had 5-3 in that area of the ground. Makepeace on the end of it. Kicks it. Oh, yes, well done. Went past all the Melbourne players, and the mark has been taken by Sav Rocker.
It's a great passage of play from the Kangaroos. Good shepherding. Cochrane doing well. Pickett had Schwartz in his sights, but David looked up and just saw him in the finish, and it was just a minor clash.
I think Dennis Pagan would be happy. Sav Rocker, he's had 5 kicks,
really good play.
1 handball. He's taken 6 marks, but on our stats sheet here, he's been credited with 3 tackles. And that, for a tall forward to get down and have a second go at the opponent, to keep the ball alive for your forwards.
No doubt, Robert. His second effort's been tremendous, and I mentioned earlier he's been presenting himself so well, and he's had a shot from outside 50 and missed on this occasion, but the big fella hasn't moved, I don't think, this well. I mean, I haven't seen much of him, Jared, but he's moving fantastically well today.
Yeah, and he's playing a different role than what he did at Collingwood. He seems to be getting a lot more possessions out on that half-forward line and then bombing the ball in deep right inside that forward line, getting it over the floods if they're playing a side against that do tend to drop players back. He's not kicking as many goals, obviously, but he is just doing extra work up in that 60 to 80 metre line from goal area.
Brown, who started very well in the first term for Melbourne. Now, speaking of rocker, he's taken his 7th mark and he's kicked it to Makepeace. In Makepeace, handball off. Stevens into the pocket. Carey probably had too much awareness or consciousness there of his opponent in Neitz. Neitz kicks to the line and eventually taken over by Leoncelli in front of David Teague. What did you think of the Carey-Neitz situation there, Paul? Was he too conscious of his opponent instead of maybe attacking the footy there, Wayne Carey?
Oh, sometimes he can be. He likes to find his opponent, likes to know where he is. His hands are his eyes on occasion, so in that occasion, arguably, look, he's such a champion.
That's a shocking boundary throw.
It is a shocking. They're the ones they really should call back, aren't they, Jerry?
Yep.
Well, the kick there by Clayton, and there's a stat that really doesn't go down, does it? I mean, it does in the minds of the coaching staff. Paul Wheatley's smother from the Shane Clayton kick to force a boundary throw in.
Can he redeem himself here, Jared? The boundary umpire.
Let's have a look.
Much better effort, that one.
Must be a lot of wind out there, though. Even that one didn't get there. Either that or he can't throw it strong enough.
Clayton on this occasion kicks it forward. Walsh gathers. He could have got it to Phoebe. He's got no one to kick to by the look of it. Forced to bounce and then kicks out wide. And the mark is taken by Green. Green, short kick into the middle. Phoebe does well. Hand pass. It's all very well to hand pass, but you have to have the target. On that occasion, it was Nicholson, but Teague is marked at half back for the Kangaroos. Runs away, kicks it out very wide. Taken here by Clayton. 3 or 4 possessions in the last few minutes of the term here to Shane Clayton. Kicks in towards half forward, and that's a good mark. Confidence boosting mark there to McKernan. Gets back and then kicks with the left in the direction of Carey and Neitz. Geez, hard to displace David Neitz. He must have a lot of strength in his body, and then got the tackle onto Sinclair, and the umpire will call for a bounce.
I think Wayne Carey would be a little bit disappointed there. He did a lot of hard work to give Jess Sinclair a bit of a run at it, and just didn't take the opportunity, and now we've got a neutral situation in the pocket.
He should have taken a chest mark, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Chance here for Thompson. Oh, Pickett! Goal of the day so far. Goal of the day so far, Byron. If only for the fact that he just kept at it and eventually made something for himself.
He is a genius. He is so exciting to watch, and it's great that he's playing up in the forward line because great goals happen. You'd hate to be a defender with him in the forward line because he's like a missile. You just never know when he's going to be in your area. And if he is, players tend to get rid of the ball in a hurry and mistakes happen.
So well balanced, isn't he? What a champ.
So back at the MCG, the lead is now with the Kangaroos through that goal kicked by Byron Pickett, his 3rd. Kangaroos 8-8, lead Melbourne 7-8. Centre clearance important. Grant probably need the ball towards the boundary line, and he held onto the jumper there. The umpire didn't see it. Gee, a little fortunate there, Shannon Grant, grabbing Cameron Bruce by the jumper, but not evident to the field umpire in that area. Watch this. Jumper grabbed. And again, he nearly had another go at Cameron Bruce's jumper, but the umpire obviously couldn't see that. Kangaroos working industriously close to the boundary line. Awkward bounce for Stephen Phoebe. Well done, Harvey, to Cochrane. He spotted a Kangaroos jumper. It was McKernan's. Went in that direction. McKernan gathered, then got it to King. King straightens and then kicks high in towards centre half forward. Marking contest. Desperate stuff by the Melbourne defenders. Gathered here by Sinclair. Too high the tackle there by Neitz on Sinclair. And
Tough
Sinclair
ones to call these for
free.
umpires because they, no question, grabbed him too high, but they've always got to ask, did he duck?
Stevens providing the target for the pass. Kicks with the right in towards full forward. Nicholson intelligently down to Walsh. Walsh, not a bad kick under the circumstances. Forces a boundary throw in 48 metres from the Kangaroos goal.
There's no inch being given, is there, late in this quarter? Time on with only a few seconds left.
So boundary throw in deep in the Kangaroos half forward area. Very important for Melbourne to hang on here. They had the advantage of 13 points at quarter time. Right now, the lead is with the Kangaroos. So the Roos have taken the points in this second term, and they probably will go in with an advantage, you would think. Just seconds left. Well, there is the siren. So the advantage. Oh, and Brent Harvey not happy. There's a bit of a...
Well, he could have been knocked out in that last little foray. They were all having a fair crack at him. He's been under some pretty fair scrutiny physically all match.
Yes, the third quarter here at the MCG, the Demons and the Kangaroos. And the Demons were very good in the first term, going to the left of screen. And let's see if they can repeat the dose. They trail by 6 points right now. The Kangaroos 8-8-56 and Melbourne 7-8-50. The leading goal kicker on the ground is Byron Pickett. He has 3 goals, the only multiple goal kicker in the match. And another excellent bounce. Big punch away there by Walsh. Pickett and Ward. Pickett to the advantage of Harvey. And eventually Cochrane kicks towards the centre-half forward area. Dropped there by Nicholson. Maybe took his eyes off the ball momentarily. Walsh is there in support. Tries to get through and then creates an opportunity now for Brown, who was excellent in the first term, a little quiet in the second. Brown's kicked towards half forward. Where are the Crummers? The Crummers are there in the form of Jeffrey Farmer. The hand pass came out from Grant. Sinclair under siege. Gathered there by Green. Hand pass a little awkward. Now Watt dispossessed by Uze. Uze gets it back. Uze snapshot at goal. And the player in the goal square is Thompson, I think, and Uze ignoring Thompson. Snapshot just missed to the right. So the first score of the second half is a behind, kicked by Adam Uze, and we are watching Nathan Brown leave the field by the look of it with what
I think he's done his shoulder.
A shoulder, okay.
No good has been important to them in the middle today, Nathan Brown. He's been a pretty good player for the Demons, and for a side that's second last in the competition for actual clearances, they need all their men on the deck, and they've done a pretty good job at it so far. Opportunity
for a turnover, but it breaks down because Cochrane's gather. Gee, White, it was a bad error by Jeff White, because when he was dispossessed, the Kangaroos were right onto it. Carey has given away a free kick here. He laughs. He thinks it's just a little feeble by John Harvey, but nothing much he can do. So the free kick goes to Neitz. Neitz goes wide to Leon Shelley, away from Sinclair. 56 plays 51, Kangaroos lead. Not really an advantage to either end. Wheatley dispossessed. Well done, Harvey, working industriously. Gets the hand pass back to Stevens. He, in turn, the midfielder, always around the footy, kicks the ball towards half forward. Good stretch. Good mark, Leon Shelley. Gives away a few metres to Neitz. Neitz across the half-back line. Mark taken by Walsh, very much a dasher. Hand pass, White, he's going to get caught. He'll be run down by Byron Pickett. Got the handball back in the direction of Walsh. They're in a bit of strife here. Walsh is dragged off the football by Rocker. Now the advantage should be with Melbourne. It is. Broadbridge, his kick towards the half-forward area. Farmer couldn't take the mark. Ball spills to the back, and if that's not deliberate, well, I think Lee Colbert given the benefit there of an umpiring decision.
Yeah, sorry, Robert. Hayden Kennedy right on the spot there, and under pressure, so umpires will give them the benefit of the doubt.
In the left forward pocket region for Melbourne, chance for the Demons to get the lead back, and that big punch came from Godfrey over the top. He spent pretty much the first half on the interchange bench. Simon Godfrey, not credited with a possession, so he may have warmed that bench for the entire first half, to my knowledge. About 30 metres now around from the Melbourne goal, and Schwartz hacks it out of there. He got his right boot to it. Hayden Kennedy has decided the ball going nowhere on this occasion, and he will bounce.
Is that a free kick, Fish? It looked like Jason McCartney just grabbed David Schwartz in a ruck duel.
Well, you've got to be very careful. The umpires tend not to pick a lot of them out, and I think that's a good thing, because so often the infringements are mutual, but Jason can be a little bit indiscreet with them at times.
Grant playing a game, kicks out wide. It'll bounce close to the line. Walsh.
It's good work from Sinclair. He knew he was in a 1-on-2, and he just got the ball across the line.
I tell you what, Jared, as a ruckman, I used to get so frustrated with the umpires giving free kicks often, and often when your opponent is started the scragging, and the umpire sees a little bit of it and pays what he sees. So sometimes you're just better off letting it go.
So the boundary throw in just a little bit further away now from the Melbourne goal, and they'll have to work overtime to get it back there to within scoring range. And James McDonald got it to Godfrey. Godfrey, good mark, Schwartz. Very good mark by David Schwartz there. And he will have a shot from about 40 metres.
They're just looking dangerous, Melbourne, for some reason. Their run through the middle, I think, is making them look quite dangerous. They've got Jeff Farmer, who looks as if he's just about ready to explode up forward. Got lots of talent, Adam Uze and David Schwartz with the footy, who can kick a winning score. So they're not out of this match, the Demons.
And Schwartz goes for goal, and he pops it through. Melbourne in front. David Schwartz gets his second goal, and importantly for Melbourne, they get the first goal of the second half, and they have the lead.
He's so important to them, David Schwartz, Jared. He's been pretty good today, actually, the big fella. He's been well, one of the real reasons that they're not more than just in this game. They're in front in the third quarter. As we see the ball come into the forward line there, it was a great, very strong overhead grab, and Jason McCartney's no slouch. And a great goal to the Demons, in particular David Schwartz.
So the umpire with the football at the centre area. And the ruckman to contest this with Jeff White. He got his hands to it. Harvey, not really an effective kick. Thompson, confronted by Teague. Ball spills in the direction of Simmons. He's under pressure. Well done, Wheatley. Walsh has been pretty good since coming off the bench. Hacks it out of there and kicks it to half forward. Good mark taken by Watt on centre wing. Swings around and then kicks rather effectively towards half forward. Big leap and mark over the top of Rocker. Taken by Simmons, the snake charmer. Troy Simmons. Just like the development of that player. Now Wheatley, who was... Melbourne had quite a few good players in the first term. And they were just a little ineffective in the second term when they only kicked one goal. And one of those players was Paul Wheatley, who played a terrific first term. Leon Celli, the chance to crumb it. Back to Schwartz. Left foot kick by Schwartz is off the side of his boot slightly. Neitz has gone all the way down. Well done by Shannon Grant. Pats the ball towards the boundary line. It is still in the field of play, and they make it now. Neitz in towards the middle. Schwartz gathered by Broadbridge. Broadbridge towards full forward, marking contest, and it is Watt who gathers the awkward ball. Harvey, left foot kick, not all that good. Walsh, run down from behind by Simpson. Some desperate play now in the forward pocket for Melbourne. That free kick is against Walsh. The tackle was a little high on Harvey. Away to David King. David King running, streaming outside of his defensive 50. Goes into the middle, and the mark is taken by Sinclair. Sinclair rewarded for his efforts off the ball. Kicks the ball in towards full forward. Punched away by Nicholson from Carey. Oh, McCartney well tackled, but Carey is there, and Carey will kick a goal for the Kangaroos. Second goal to Wayne Carey. The lead back with the Kangaroos. 9-8-62. They lead Melbourne 8-9-57.
It was a good goal to Carey there, and as you said, Jess Sinclair rewarded, and a good kick. McCartney pushing forward, which was good to see. He just spilled it free, gave Carey a chance, time to steady there, and a good finish. So the Kangaroos answer yet again to the Demons' challenge. And although the Demons are putting everything into this game, Kangaroos have the answers so far.
And of course the goal was set up by just what was a great drive through the middle by David King. I thought he was going to go short to Jason McCartney, who was his first option. Poor bounce from the umpire, but he went long to Sinclair and really just broke open the Demon defence.
Well, the D's have got the numbers around the football, and it finishes with Stephen Phoebe. Awkward kick. Well done by Bruce. Gee, it was terrific play, wasn't it? White, get rid of it quickly. Leon Celli, was it? No, it was Godfrey who was taken to the ground. He's been itching for a chance, Peter Walsh. So is Jeffrey Farmer. And Farmer's kick is a flying shot off to the right. Through for a behind.
And Bruce is coming from the ground. Robertson gets another try. He's had a pretty quiet day this afternoon with just one kick, one handball. He's a burst player at times, and he can create some damage. And they're getting enough ball into that forward line, Melbourne. They just aren't getting enough score.
King goes short, finds Harvey. Harvey in the left back pocket region. Couple of bounces, gets outside his defensive 50, and then kicks. The kick was smothered off the boot. So the chances with Melbourne. Thompson now Neitz, just with a little bit more strength. Little hand pass Broadbridge. He missed his target. Now what's that? A throw, was it? No, a free kick to Melbourne.
Looked a bit high, I think, Robbo. The 1%ers have been tremendous on both sides today. They really, you don't see them on the stat sheet, but the way these two sides have been applying pressure has been tremendous. And Jared, you mentioned the inability of Melbourne to capitalise on some of their forward thrust, but the pressure the Kangaroos defence is placing on them is very, very, very high.
If Melbourne had a Christmas wish, it'd be for a second David Neitz, I'm sure. They just fall short of one more tall forward. And whenever he plays in defence, it looks as if they could just desperately wish for him to go forward. But he's very necessary in the defensive half of the ground. Colbert has the football. Blakey, just his 6th kick, but still doing an important job. And Simmons couldn't take the mark. Hacked out of there by Simpson. Teague providing the shepherd. Simpson into the forward pocket region. Awkward bouncing ball. Oh, no, it's not. Carey will kick another one. Yes, Wayne, you've got 3.
It was really interesting to see how Wayne Carey actually finished up with a goal there. He's tracked the ball right from half forward and made himself an option for the short pass. It didn't come his way. I think he actually got a hand on it and foiled the delivery, but got the run of it. Here's the kick coming in forward from Simpson. The hand, the finger there. A lucky bounce. He's run onto it. And in true Wayne Carey style, finishes off. If he steps up, the Demons are in trouble.
What do you think when you see a replay of yourself kicking a goal and with the finger up like that, Paul?
I don't think I did it too much. In fact, Kevin Sheedy sent a message out to me very early in my career to show some spunk when I kicked a goal. I actually like to see a bit. Get the teammates up, get the crowd wound up.
Well, it looked as if that was what Wayne Carey was on about. Schwartz is looking for a free kick. And Hayden Kennedy ignoring all the pleas coming from David Schwartz.
But it may have been his man with the ball. He's certainly the one getting up with it. Jeffrey Farmer.
So Hayden Kennedy to bounce. Stephen Phoebe and Troy Makepeace. Schwartz doing the ruck work. Tries to flip it out the back. And Stevens, has he been dispossessed? Farmer came out with the ball, but the umpire had decided just a split second earlier to bounce.
You know, there's a band of 6'4" players in this competition that if they had a few more inches on them would be fantastic ruckmen. David Schwartz is one of them. His use of the body is tremendous, and his smarts at the contest is good. He didn't make contact there, but he's always a dangerous man in that situation.
Gee, an opportunity now here for the Kangaroos. Motlop to Pickett. Oh, gee, I think they were a little lucky then, weren't they? Because if Pickett had been able to keep control of the football, the Kangaroos might have got that to within scoring range. Sinclair was away.
I really think there is a strong case for a 50-metre penalty in that occasion.
He certainly held him up. He did it well because the goal was going to be on.
How about the torpedo here? Would you have a crack at it?
Oh, not in the wind.
Byron, Mike.
Well, you can see the 50-metre line, and Pickett goes for the drop punt. It has the accuracy, but not the distance. Big punch by Simmons to the front of the pack. Kicked away there by Green. Back towards Pickett, and Pickett is marked. He'll play on quickly, and Sinclair will get a chance. He's 50 metres from goal. Decides to go short. A little too short. Walsh has taken Grant out of the contest. I didn't think that Grant had any possible chance there, and the umpire saw that as all fair and above board. Not in my opinion. Pickett tackled a little high, was he? Thompson was pretty good. Desperate stuff there by all players in that area of the ground. Now it spills out to Makepeace. Makepeace kicks the ball towards full forward, and that's a good, strong mark to Rocker. If it comes in and often enough, Sav stands tall, and the body strength there a big plus for the key Kangaroo forward.
That was a fantastic pack mark in front. Melbourne players, I think, let themselves to believe they're a chance to actually take the mark themselves and didn't do the disciplined thing and punch from behind or at least take Sav's arms. But sometimes easy from where we sit. Sav's reach and overhead marking power, that would be for the day his 8th mark. It's a fair day out for the big fella.
Averaging not quite 2 goals a game, and he's got his first for the afternoon with that kick. Savroka, his first goal, and the Kangaroos get their 11th, and that would be their greatest advantage. One would think 16 points in favour of the Roos.
You know, this game is at a pretty critical point or juncture because we see Kangaroos. You look on replay there, the ball coming in forward and Rocker taking the mark. But the Demons really need to just consolidate here a bit. Let's get a quick goal, put something back on the scoreboard.
Well, it is now. The gauntlet has been thrown down at the Demons, one would think. They've only kicked 2 goals since quarter time, and the Roos have added 3 so far since half-time. 3 straight to the Kangaroos, a couple to their captain. So the Demons have to get one back. Uze tackled. Well done there by Rawlings. Rawlings, when you're on the ground, even if you're having an ordinary day, which by Brady Rawlings standards, one would have to consider that so. David Teague working hard, and the umpire will call for a bounce. Left half forward for Melbourne. That's David Teague coming through the Murray Bushrangers VFL side into this Kangaroo lineup. Burton doing the ruck work. Farmer caught, couldn't get past the Simpson tackle. Welsh onto it, took his eyes off it again. It's just so critical. Teague dispossessed. Thompson tackled by King. That was ferocious. Godfrey dispossessed. Uze's flying shot at goal scores are behind.
Well, there's a difference. When Melbourne push forward inside 50, there's a lot more physical pressure. They haven't got much time. Young Thompson found out there that you don't get time to look around and decide what to do with it. It's very split-second stuff. So the Demons are, as I said, Robbo, the gauntlet's been thrown down, and they need to get some score on the board just to let the Kangaroos know that they're still in this game.
Well, they were awarded a free kick out there at on the centre wing, and Burton, surely, if that's not a mark, it was a free kick. They've kicked 1-3 in this term, Melbourne, and the Kangaroos have kicked 3 straight. Adam Simpson straightens up and kicks to the danger zone for Melbourne, but no danger there because Godfrey got back and took a good mark. Goes wide to White in the right back pocket. Jeff White was one of the Melbourne players who started well, and since quarter time they really have struggled, Melbourne. As I mentioned, they led by 13 points at quarter time, and they've only managed to kick 2 goals since that break. Ward's kick, Broadbridge straightens up and then kicks with the right and coughs it up. McCartney tried to break the tackle. The tackle was all right from James McDonald, but kicking it forward was Rawlings. Ball comes back to the middle. Chance here for Godfrey. That wasn't quite what was required. He had to hit the target. Melbourne under pressure on centre wing. Ball just a little awkward. McDonald to Ward. Ward kicks in the Schwartz area, and Schwartz couldn't take the mark. Farmer at the back. Chance now for Uze. Can he kick a goal? He's had 4 shots at goal out of Uze. It's still alive. No, it's not. It's knocked over. Rushed behind to the Demons.
Uze's been okay, but he's been a little hasty at times just to get the ball into the boot and have a flash at goal, and sometimes be costly. He just needs a little bit more composure when he's got possession. And the Demons certainly need something from the mercurial Russell Robertson in this second half, Jared.
Well, they're not out of it, Melbourne, but
no,
they've got to get some score, as you said, on the board just to maintain their confidence.
Some pressure being applied here to try and manufacture an opportunity. Godfrey, White, Stephen Phoebe, hand pass not bad. Simmons, his in turn. Schwartz, straighten up, kick a goal for the Demons. David Schwartz straightens, kicks long and kicks. Oh, it's a great mark. Terrific mark taken on the goal line by Bruce. Cameron Bruce should kick a goal, which is a badly needed score for Melbourne.
I like the angle. I reckon sometimes they can get this angle really wrong. I mean, it's pretty hard on the umpires, but often you'll see that.
That's supposed to be with the centre of the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, he is about 25 degrees to the good.
And he kicks the goal. Bruce kicks his first. Cameron Bruce. Very importantly for Melbourne, their 9th goal, and it is 8 points, the margin here at the MCG in favour of the Kangaroos.
Well, it's just when the doctor ordered that goal, and it was a great mark by Bruce. As we see Schwartz again instrumental in bringing it forward, setting up the opportunity, having a shot probably. Look at that for a grab. Strong overhead.
Look where he's marked it.
Yeah, there's a...
Now, he should have gone to the boundary line.
Absolutely. Some discussion here, Robbo, about the
well, Cameron
the
Bruce
he was put on.
I think if he had a look at it, he'd be pretty pleased with the umpiring decision there.
I reckon he's improved at 60 degrees. Very pleased indeed.
McKernan doing the ruck work. Ball spills to Makepeace, gets his left boot to it, up towards half forward. Important possession here for Melbourne. Nicholson left it behind, but Neitz was there to help out. Left foot kick by David Neitz is all right. At the feet there of the player in brown, and then the kick forward, the mark has been taken by Ward. Ward can go short. Now this player's got a paddock in front of himself. Godfrey, have another bounce. Decides to kick with the left. It's a mongrel kick at the feet there of the key forward in Robertson. Hand pass came out there from Watt. Now Schwartz, hand pass. Bruce into the pocket. Robertson, can he keep it alive? It's still in. Now it's taken over by Blakey. Right forward pocket for Melbourne, certainly within scoring range for the Demons.
Just mentioned Russell Robertson a moment ago, and you know things aren't quite going your way, Jared, when you actually make position pretty well at times. But the disposal, the possession coming your way is just a bit wonky on that occasion. He would have loved to touch, but wasn't to be.
Chance here for Melbourne to gain a score. They do. Just a rush behind. Maybe important in the context, in the wrap-up of this game. It hasn't been such a big difference between the two teams, particularly on the scoreboard. Blakey with the football, kicks it out wide towards centre wing, punched away from Rocker. Ball goes forward and dispossessed was Simpson. Gee, I thought Uze was just a little too long there with his tackle. And that is the way the umpire has seen it. It will go back to Adam Simpson. Leoncelli and Makepeace, but Simpson kicks the ball out wide. Taken here by Stevens. Gets it back in the area of Harvey. Harvey hooks the kick in towards the half-forward area. Neitz knocks it away. Probably playing the percentages. Perhaps wasn't too sure. Carey's kick off the ground was quite well manufactured because he didn't kick it out on the full, and he gathered about 15 or 20 metres for his team.
Robertson off and McDonald back on, so they're just trying to get a mismatch, I suspect, but Robertson not getting too much of a crack at it since half-time.
Certainly just a small margin between these two teams. 7 points right now. Walsh can't quite break clear. Hand pass was just a little indiscriminate. Phoebe just kicks it off the ground. Well done by Stephen Phoebe. Back for Adam Simpson to kick with the right across the centre of the ground. Gathered here by Stevens again. He's just knocking up getting the football, Anthony Stevens. 16 possessions to the midfielder, and a good mark taken by McKernan 50 metres from goal. He looks to play on. One bounce, steadies, and kicks a goal.
Oh, what a kick.
You can't get any better than that. That is magnificent by Corey McKernan.
Well, instinctive football, we're talking about Corey earlier today, and we love him when he's playing instinctive football, and that was certainly that. The kick coming in from McCartney, who was a welcome addition to the Kangaroos outfit after missing most of the first half with that head high, but he's played on, and that's great. Probably didn't need the bounce there, but the execution of the kick was fantastic, and the Kangaroos again have been able to answer the Demons.
Well, Brian Royal and Neil Danaher, a little bit of anxiety now because it's blown out again to a 13-point advantage when Melbourne got to within 7, and from their point of view, I'm sure they'd love to see the scoreboard pretty close at three-quarter time. Carey just sort of bombs it in towards the danger zone. Makepeace, is that a mark? Gee whiz, it was a good effort. He got his hands on it. And as far as the umpire was concerned, he had control of it. So Troy Makepeace, who kicked, I think it was the first goal of the game, has a chance here to kick his second and the Kangaroos' 13th.
He was the smallest bloke in that pack. Just about.
He got lucky. The MCG footy gods are smiling on him.
Well, he's going to shoot from about 35 metres, and the angle is not all that difficult, but just dropped it a little awkwardly off to the left from his point of view, off to the right from the camera point of view, and through for a behind. So the margin, 14 points in favour of the Kangaroos, 12-9 to 9-13, and we're pretty well into time on now in this third term. Just very overcast conditions. A crowd, I estimate, Jared, of about 27,195 in my estimation.
Very close guess, Robbo.
They're watching Daniel Ward gather from half-back, kick towards half-forward. McDonald and Watt. Back there in support is King. Hand pass into the middle, Sinclair. Back to King. This time he can straighten and kick with the right. Chipping in and taking the mark at half-back was Godfrey. Two hard nuts, Godfrey and Pickett. Pickett penalised, holding. Godfrey didn't have the football.
It's an interesting matchup, David King on Jeff Farmer. He's quick enough to go with Farmer, and whilst you're probably going to concede Farmer a couple of goals, King sets up as many as he would perhaps concede.
Gee, an ordinary bit of play there by Peter Walsh. Godfrey on Pickett. How about Pickett, the way he just stretches? Then kicks Sinclair. Still Sinclair over his left shoulder to the goal front. Well done, Neitz.
Just missed the short. Anthony Stevens had pushed into the forward line. And Jess Sinclair, he's got a bit of work to do. He's got to establish himself at this club, and he's still got a long way to go.
Gee, Jeff White, what happens when you drop a mark like that? You must have the ball spent before you actually control it, and now it's going to be costly. It's certainly going to be costly because they just had too many players in the area, and Rocker has just missed to the left.
Just a little bit casual, Robbo, was Jeff White there, and I'm sure he felt he had the mark. His second effort was good, but it was a critical turnover because, as we see, Sav Rocker come from the field and Digby Morrell take his place. Jeff White is one of those key players for the Demons. Just unfortunately can't afford to make the little mistakes.
No, well, and particularly when you trail by 15 and you're striving as hard as you can to get that margin back. They were only 7 points in arrears a few moments ago, but gee, the Kangaroos are making them pay. Morrell quickly into the play and puts it on the face there of Shannon Grant. He's about 60 metres from goal. He'll put it right back into the danger zone again for the Kangaroos. Back there is Broadbridge. Handball. Nicholson just looks a little awkward, doesn't he? And maybe the ball coming in, he's not feeling all that comfortable with the blustery conditions here at the MCG prevailing today. He's a dour defender, but you get a little anxious when the ball comes into that area of the ground. White, the ruck work up against McKernan. McKernan gets the front posse. Simpson, White gathers, kicks it out of the congestion, out towards the wing. Stevens tackled, and McCartney receiving the hand pass takes it over for a boundary throw-in. The Demons could do with a goal before the three-quarter time break. It'll be honest before they know where they are, because it is deep into the third term. The ball spills to the back of the pack. Walsh under pressure. A little kick by Harvey was important. Pickett, left foot shot at goal by Byron Pickett, has missed to the left.
As much as the Demons need a goal, they can't afford the Kangaroos to get one late in this term. It would be, I think, of dire consequences for the Demons, for the Kangaroos to slip any further in front. As it is, the Demons have got a real show going into the last.
16 points is the margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Melbourne led by 13 points at quarter time. The Kangaroos led by 6 at half time. The kick in has been punched back. Morrell, flying shot at goal from 50. Oh, it's a good kick.
It's a big
Floats
kick.
a little bit to the right, but it's a goal to the Kangaroos. A goal kicked by Digby Morrell.
Gee, he's come into the side, Jared, and settled in pretty well, Digby Morrell. He's a pretty talented footballer.
What he can do is kick the ball. He's got huge thighs, and the ball explodes when he kicks it.
Good punch by McKernan there, wasn't it?
Yep, and picked up by the man himself, Anthony Stevens. He's just a long kick at goal. And I think in his first game I saw him play, he kicked 3 goals. Very good.
Well, Glenn Archer, who unfortunately couldn't take his place in the Kangaroos lineup this week, he's got a shoulder injury, and he is looking on from the players' race.
Fair lamb chops on the blokes next to him too. It's,
and he's been a trusty servant of the club. Yeah. He's been around for a long time, that guy.
Looking a treat.
Melbourne trying to break away through Troy Broadbridge, unsuccessful in their efforts there. And right on the three-quarter time break, the Roos lead 13-11-89. Melbourne 9-13-67. 22 points. It's going to be difficult now for Melbourne. Just 3 goals since the quarter-time break. The Kangaroos have kicked 9 in that period. The kick forward has been marked by Blakey. So the last passage of play in the third quarter, John Blakey kicks the ball back to the middle, and at three-quarter time the Roos have the advantage.
And it's almost bounce time for the last quarter.
Well, interestingly, Melbourne have to outscore the Kangaroos by 4 goals to win the game, and they've only been able to kick 3 goals in half a match.
This is the bloke that needs to have a big quarter, Adam Uzo.
Well, he started well, and he's got the ball all the way down to the full forward line, and Neitz, it looks as if he's going to play there. What can they get? Oh, David.
Right.
Gee, that's disappointing, isn't it? You know, the clearance from the centre was from the key player from Gerard Healy's point of view, Adam Uze, and the contest provided by the skipper at full forward, and their other experienced player in David Schwartz gathers and kicks wildly over on the full.
And it was once again that bent ball that's one of the banes of my commentary existence, Rob. I used to hate it when your players used to play against and with try to spin the ball around. They had plenty of time just to kick a regulation drop punt.
Well, that was certainly an example of just that from David Schwartz. John Blakey with the football kicks it out wide. The crumbs will be gathered by Bruce. Good kick too. He weighted that beautifully, didn't he?
And Schwartz did well also coming in behind just to give that extra bit of protection.
It's Green who's taken the mark, and I'm sure the Melbourne people will just be rapt if the 2 youngsters in Bruce and Green. Green has been fairly quiet. Bruce has been quite industrious, 16 possessions, and has kicked a goal. But they need these youngsters to just kick on playing the number of games that they have. And that's a beautiful kick by Brad Green. It is a Melbourne goal.
Geez, a dead-eye Dick, this kid. We've seen him bob up for the Demons when they need it the most on a few occasions in his short career. And boy, do they need him firing on all cylinders this last quarter. It won't be easy for him because he's playing on a veteran in John Blakey. But this rebound back in a forward 50 through Bruce. Good vision, good setup, and as Gerard pointed out, David Schwartz doing all the right things there just to protect his teammate. But Green, Schwartz and Neitz up forward.
Well, it was an important first crack at a score for the Demons. At the very much at the beginning of this last term, Harvey run down by Ward. King, the recipient of the hand pass. A couple of bounces, Ward onto him, but King gets his kick away towards half forward. Big punch provided by Lamb. Godfrey dispossessed. Just took an extra second there, Simon Godfrey, to try and create something, and sometimes you just don't have that spare time up your sleeve.
Well, he was sold into a bit of trouble there, Robbo, and I think it's a pretty good result for the Demons here. A ball up, a neutral situation. It could easily have been a turnover into the Kangaroos forward 50. So let's see what happens here.
And punched away by Simpson. Gathered by Harvey. Kick smothered. Picked up by King. King kicks the ball to King. Sounds silly, but that's what happened because it's Wayne Carey with the football. And he's taken the mark, and he'll go back and kick for his 4th.
If the angles hold true, Jerry, we might end up lining up from dead in front here.
Straight in front.
We're being harsh. But he showed signs in the third quarter, Wayne Carey, of taking the game by the scruff of the neck with a couple of goals. It's good signs for the Kangaroos that this guy who hasn't had in the greatest form patch the last few weeks starting to show it again a little bit today.
Still a difficult man to suppress in a game of football. Such a star of the caper. And he may have kicked his 4th goal. Yes, he has. Wayne Carey, 4 straight on my scorecard. 4 straight from 11 kicks.
Yeah, well, that's where he's most damaging. If he's got his kicking boots on, then he's most damaging in a lot of situations, but certainly in front of goal. He just made the most of that. And we see the kick coming in from David King. No fuss, no mucking around, but to the favoured side of Wayne Carey. Wayne Carey did the rest. Alison Nicholson with his hands full.
Well, you pay the penalty, don't you? If you release the star Neats from the defence to try and kick the score to win the game, all of a sudden, if the ball goes down there, which it did with David King, the pressure's right on the defence, and they weren't quite up to it. And Carey has kicked the Kangaroos' 4th goal. McCartney, handball over the top. Blakey goes back to King. King squeezes a kick back towards the wing. Well, he made the ball his, didn't he, Shane Clayton? And then the kick smothered off the boot there by Godfrey. Forces a boundary throw in.
I think your point's very valid, but I think Neil Danaher probably had no choice but to win this game. Go for the win, go for broke. There's no use going defensively. And I think his call to put David Neats forward is totally justified in the situation. But yes, you roll the dice a bit, don't you?
Well, they've still got a chance. I mean, the game is not not outside their reach just yet. But the goal kicked by Carey has made it extremely difficult. They've got the ball right in front of their own goal, but Colbert kicks back towards the middle. Lamb is there. Sinclair kicked away by Phoebe. Got to get a goal here. Must get a goal from this kick from Peter Walsh. Lands the ball in the arms of David Neats, and he couldn't hang on to it.
Gee, it was so close to a mark there for David Neats. He did all the hard work, and just at the last second, it was a tough ask. And to see it come forward here, he's laid off his opponent in Colbert, and just wasn't able to grab it. And there's Jeff Farmer always sniffing around, never too far away, the whiz.
The short kick in, taken by King. He in turn to Blakey. Blakey out wide to centre wing. At the back is Morrell. Lamb is the Melbourne player. And Broadbridge there as well. And the umpire will call for a bounce. We've had Stephen Phoebe playing his 250th game for Melbourne today. And Jared, I'm sure that you will appreciate Stephen Phoebe's efforts. 250 games, he's only the 4th player to have racked up that number, or in excess of that number, for the Demons.
It's surprising that Melbourne haven't been able to produce a 300-game player.
Chance here.
Another crack at the goal, but a brilliant smother there by David King.
19 possessions to David King.
Good play.
And for him, unexpectedly, he hasn't kicked a goal yet. He's very much a goal kicker.
Well, he's been super defensive today on Jeff Farmer. He's been the main priority, but he still does read the ball particularly well.
Here he goes.
Got it again. Took one bounce. Simpson. Now Teague. Teague for the Kangaroos. Kick just dropped short. Well gathered by Ward. Hand pass was just a little awkward for White. Now the turnover. Simpson in short, not able to take the mark back there for the Kangaroos was Motlop. Ball comes out towards the wing, taken here by Uze. Uze's short pass is okay, and Leon Chelly has it. Back he goes to Uze. Don't quite know whether that was the right thing, because Uze was forced to kick with his right. McCartney, after a heavy knock in the second term, make peace. Just a little too fierce, that kick. Uze gathers. Uze kicks in towards full forward. He might squeeze a score. He does. A behind. So on my scorecard, Adam Uze, you mentioned Paul in the 3rd term, he tends to blaze away. He's kicked 1 goal 4.
He does a bit. He could have actually put it on his right side. I mean, he's been too critical. I mean, he's a super player and can kick the freakish goal, but could almost centred that one and given them a better sniff at the top of the goal square.
Kick in, accepted by Blakey. Just runs outside his defensive 50 now and lines up the opportunities further down the ground. The mark is taken by McKernan. if he puts himself in front, Corey McKernan, he'd have to be a chance to take more than half the opportunities as far as marks are concerned. He set it up here for Carey. 5 from 12. 5 from 12. That is 5 goals from 12 kicks.
And he's obviously just starting to feel a bit better about his ankle injury because he's moving more fluently and he's enjoying himself. I think he's he's prepared to make a point. He put, yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jerry. Watch him in that contest there. He does that so well, doesn't he? Just edges him underneath. He usually draws that little line between what's acceptable and what's not. But geez, he's back in town.
Yeah, you can't leave it the players. Fish got 2 out of the contest in 1. But I think he's actually trying to just answer. A lot of people out there are saying that we've seen the best of Wayne Carey, that perhaps his days as the dominant player are over. But he's had so many injuries that you know, it's hard to write him off because he you know, he's still very capable of being that great player that he's been for years.
Well, he must go close to what, 6'4" in the old, and still quite solid, quite strong, and that skill there with the little left foot kick where he steered it along the ground through for a goal. He's got all the ability in the world, hasn't he? No doubt about that. And percentage wise, 5 goals from 12 kicks. White advantaged by the bounce. Thompson tried to get the hand pass away, chopped off by Stevens. Stevens goes down in the area of Shannon Watt. No, it's Rocker. Rocker for the Kangaroos to King. Did I say he hadn't kicked a goal? Well, he soon fixed that. He's kicked a goal now, David King.
I think he's...
Yeah, he followed Jeffrey Farmer up the ground that time, Robbo, and got on the end of it. In fact, as soon as he kicked it, I just saw him turn around to the commentary position and give her the 2 sugars, please sign.
Well,
he must have been hearing you.
In 12 matches, he'd kicked 12 goals. So he's kept his average up 13 games for 13 goals. Yeah, there's the 2 fingers.
I think he's run from Spencer Street to get on the end of that one. He's put in a lot of yards, but he's got one under his belt today.
Well, you never question his work ethic, do you, David King? Sinclair pretty good, and away to Simpson. Simpson out wide. Grant, who had such a terrific second turn,
beautiful
and
kick.
the kick, well, it was on the chest. Sav Rocker gathers, then hand passes back to Shannon Grant. Shannon Grant goes to the goal square, drops a little short. Mark will be taken one. No, Harvey, Walsh, and Walsh quite prepared to concede a behind to the Kangaroos, and it's a free kick. So the score will not be registered for the Kangaroos. Walsh will take the free for Melbourne.
Jared, the game's far from over, of course, and the Demons, barring some miracle, probably will be unlikely to get over the line. They really just need to make a game of this right to the final siren, don't they?
Yeah, look, I can't see him getting up at all now, Fish, but Wayne Carey be disappointed. He set that one up for Brent Harvey. Excellent shepherd once again, and another shot went begging.
Well, that's Thompson appealing for the mark. I think he talked the umpire into it. Thompson with the football goes out very wide. Anthony McDonald and Teague. Teague did well, got the ball back to Clayton. Clayton to make peace, and Kangaroos controlling the football quite nicely. In towards the middle, McKernan. Not a big game by Corey McKernan, but he's taken 7 marks.
It's a big
and
game.
Carey has now taken his 5th mark and will go back for goal number 6.
Well, you said Corey hasn't had a huge game, but he's got back there, he's steadied, he showed a lot of composure. How Wayne Carey finds that much space is sometimes beyond me, but he often manages to do it. And a 6-goal effort would be a pretty good day's work from the big fella.
Right in front. And he kicks and misses. So there is a blemish there. There is just a slight weakness.
You should 9.5 out of 10, Robert.
Oh, you shouldn't say that, should you? I mean, then you're just jumping on him, because 5 goals won from the captain. Just a lovely little cameo. Now he provides the tackle, which will allow Pickett to shoot at goal. Byron went for the bomb. Harvey went for the magnificent mark of the day. And in doing so, he may have infringed against Chris Lamb. And Lamb will take the free kick for Melbourne.
He does a pretty good job, Harvey. He's only small, but he really made a contest of it. But
this bloke's played a fair game for Melbourne.
He has. The eyes weren't on the ball in that contest the whole way, so penalised. He has been good, Ward, right from the word go.
James McDonald to Uze, trying to get away from Rocker. Well done by Sav Rocker. They forced Uze to kick it to a disputed situation, which eventually has resulted in a turnover. Rawlings, his stats are not big, but I think all the coach asked for is an effort.
He's got it back.
McKernan, short, maybe a little awkward for Harvey. Can he straighten up? He can, and he can kick short to the path of Sinclair. Flying shot at goal by Sinclair is either over on the full or a mark to Lamb.
Corey's starting to produce some of his best footy. It's exciting to see somebody who was struggling so much really making an impact again. Over the last month, he's been excellent for the Kangaroos. In fact, probably longer than a month.
It's fizzling out, isn't it? You know, at the three-quarter time, you would have thought that Melbourne, just trailing by 22 points, they kicked the first goal of the last quarter. They've got a chance here. It'll be Bruce. Oh, just got through, but it's a goal to Melbourne. He's second.
I don't know how many times it'd be. Probably half a dozen I've seen David Swartz create something outside around half forward, which has given his team a sniff, and he's so important to the outfit. And Bruce was able to capitalise there. But when David Swartz is up, Jared.
Well, he's worked hard. He really has worked hard. It wasn't his best kick, but no. Cameron Bruce does a lot of this, just running onto the ball and through the goals by the Skerrick.
Well, to be exact, 27,464.
Very close, Robbo.
Coming into the MCG to watch this clash between the two sides before today that were ever so close on the ladder. Both just struggling a little, and before this game, the Kangaroos with 6 wins, Melbourne with 5. And very important for both teams to get 4 points. Phoebe run down by Grant. Now the ball in dispute. Sinclair was desperate. He knew he was going to get crunched. Phoebe taken there in a bit of a gang tackle. I think that's Adam Simpson to the right. Byron Pickett. No, it's Shannon Grant, actually. And Stephen Phoebe. Just a little wry smile. No wry smiles in the coach's box, though. Very much concentrating here. There's still nearly 10 minutes left in the game. Big punch by McKernan. Lands the ball in the middle. Gathered by James McDonald. Missed his target, which was intended for Walsh. Good gather there by Harvey. Runs away from Walsh. Straightens. Kicks in the direction of Carey. Carey at the back.
Pushed with the whole pack forward.
He's got it. He's got it. He'll go in and bomb this one. He'll make a certainty of it. Thank you. 6 to Carey.
It's the same tactic. Robbo just pushed the whole pack forward, and then he was lurking out the back.
If you say that, and you can see it from here, does it look to you as if that should be an infringement against him?
No, I reckon he's just using his brute body strength.
He does it very, very well.
No hands in it?
Well, not enough, I don't think, to create a fringe. See how he's just moving that man underneath, creates confusion there. Pack spills, he's on the ground. He's just playing with James McDonald.
Well, look, he's just got terrific presence. I'm sure over a period, I mean, the great Teddy Whitten had that intimidatory effect on players way back, and you know, Gary Ablett must have had it when he was playing, and Wayne Carey certainly has it,
no doubt,
in the modern era. We've got a chance now with Brent Harvey. Ball spills back to Sinclair, gets past Godfrey, still Sinclair. Well, he's done enough to suggest that he's going to be an important part in North Melbourne's attempt to just do something as far as the finals are concerned this year. Jess Sinclair, not a lot of ground time, 9 possessions, but it's evident that Dennis Pagan is prepared to go with him. He's been there for a fair while in this match.
Well, he's taken Mick Martin's position in the side today when Mick had to pull out close to game time, so he's grabbed his opportunity pretty well today, and he's just got to keep presenting himself, keep putting his hand up when he gets a sniff, because if the Kangaroos are to make it into the finals, they're going to need the depth to take them anywhere.
Uze in short. James McDonald with the football. It's 34 points now. The margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Ward has the football. 20 possessions to Daniel Ward. Goes short. And James McDonald once again, this time decides to kick to a marking contest on centre wing. Bruce, gee, wasn't he confronted beautifully by Simpson, is it? Adam Simpson, I can remember a few years ago when Mark Stevens was playing with the Kangaroos. Peter Bell, they were all very good mates, the three of them. And Adam Simpson since has been rewarded with the responsibilities in the midfield for the Kangaroos. Bell, of course, with Fremantle, and Mark Stevens over with the Adelaide Crows. But Adam Simpson, obviously a very highly regarded player in the Kangaroos lineup.
He is, but he's a silent assassin. He gets very little public recognition, but he's one of those blokes you can build your club around, because you know he's going to give you a 7 out of 10 performance plus every time he goes out and plays. I've rarely seen him get chopped up, Robbo. I can't remember a time where he's been absolutely belted and not performed the task that Dennis has set for him.
I would think that Harvey would rate today, wouldn't he, Brent Harvey? He's been very lively around the packs.
Well, yeah, the Kangaroos have had most of the more dominant midfields, I think, over the spread of the game. Stevens, Harvey, Simpson, these sort of guys. But you're dead right about Simpson, Jared. The opposition know that Simpson is a very dangerous element to the Kangaroos lineup, and they play him accordingly.
You would hate to run out there as a midfielder and Adam Simpson lob on your doorstep.
Well, we're watching Melbourne trying to mount an attack in their quest for their 12th goal, and they'll get
Jeffrey.
it. Farmer. Jeffrey Farmer has kicked his second goal. As I said before, the fizz has gone out of it, and it might sound like that from my point of view, but it's probably a bit disappointing. Melbourne kicked the first goal of the last quarter, got to within, I think it was about 16 points, and all of a sudden, through Carey kicking something like, well, he's at least kicked 2 goals in this term, they snuffed out any challenge that Melbourne were about to make.
No doubt about that, Robbo. You're quite right, Robbo, with the in relation to the snuffing out of the Demons challenge by the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos have played this last quarter so professionally that the Demons, any look they had, the Kangaroos have countered very effectively.
Well, Nicholson on this occasion has outpointed Savrocker in front, took the mark, then got the ball short to Broadbridge. He in turn goes wide to Walsh, who dropped the mark, and Uze just making it look a little worse than it was. Now Ward, well confronted, wasn't he? Harvey did well there. Centre wing.
You got to know your umpires. John Harvey, he does not pay a free kick if you add interest.
He doesn't, does he?
If you try and con the umpire like Adam did there, he just will not pay the free kick.
What about if it's on its merits? I mean, he was taken out of the contest, wasn't he?
But it was probably still a line baller.
Fair enough. Well, he's got the ball back, Adam Uze, and he's kicking towards the half-forward area. Should be, and is gathered by Schwartz. Has he kept the ball in? He has. And Farmer slips over, recovers. Schwartz. Gee, this was a terrific conjuring.
Dear.
And David, don't look at this. Don't have another look at that, David, because what looked an absolute certain goal has gone out of bounds on the full. The free kick for the Kangaroos. Wasn't this terrific the way they set this up?
He's had a couple of looks short of this quarter. He's had a very good game, but
I reckon he was facing over there when he eventually kicked the ball. McKernan, mark number 9 to Corey McKernan.
Been very good today, Corey. In fact, all their tools up forward have worked exceedingly well. Rocco's had his moments. Carey's been excellent. McKernan's been excellent.
32 possessions to Harvey. He's kicked a goal. Just like the way Sinclair stuck to his job. You know, Paul mentioned that he was a last-minute inclusion when Mickey Martin couldn't take his place, but on the bench early, and then got a chance and has been given plenty of field time. McCartney, that was, kicking the ball out in the area of Harvey, and still Brent Harvey prepared to try and keep the ball in his forward half by forcing Nicholson over with the football, and it will be thrown in at right half forward for the Kangaroos. 17-13, 115 the Kangaroos. Melbourne 12-15, 87, so that's a margin of 28 points in favour of the Roos. Walsh handballing to the advantage of Wheatley. Goes back to Ward. Ward from pretty well a standing start position. Punched away. Gathered here by Anthony McDonald. Left foot kick by that player is quite disciplined, but King does well.
He's had a great game too, David King. Farmer got a couple of goals. He's kicked one himself.
That is over-umpiring. That is rubbish. Why don't you just come in and say, Jeffrey, ease it up. No point giving 50 metres.
Well, it depends on how early that Hayden Kennedy's issued the warning, Robbo. Maybe you gave it to him in plenty of time, but sometimes you can be dead right. It looks a bit overzealous.
Well, it was Nicholson who took the mark. Walsh running support provided by Phoebe, but Stephen Phoebe wouldn't have been happy with that little kick because it finished in the arms of Simpson. Adam Simpson, 24 possessions. Possession number 25, that one. And Rocker flew high, couldn't take the mark. Gathered by Stephen Phoebe to Leon Chelly. Leon Chelly, bit of a mongrel punt kick in towards full forward. Schwartz is there, taken by Farmer. He should be able to run right in nearly. He kicks with the left, and the mark is taken by Green from behind Blakey. And Green should be able to go back and kick a goal. And Jeffrey Farmer on screen. He has kicked a couple. And Green could become the fourth player for the Demons to have 2 goals against his name.
He certainly could, Robbo, yet we needed these guys standing up a little earlier in the game, and the pace has gone out of it as Brad Green...
He's kicked the goal.
Kicks it. He's done well.
Well, I think from Melbourne's point of view, I know that we do say that, you know, to try and put a score on the board and not go under in a just a shocking defeat. So from that point of view, at least they're running the game right out. They trail by 22 points. That was the margin at three-quarter time. And they definitely are keeping their noses to the grindstone. Well, Melbourne, after leading by 13 points at quarter time, surrendered the lead to the Kangaroos at half time. The Roos led by 6. The Roos extended that to 22 at three-quarter time. And right now, it is 22 points. So Melbourne working and working hard. Leon Chelly, Godfrey straightens up. Godfrey kicks for goal and misses everything. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Blakey for the Kangaroos.
It's 3 on the fulls this quarter, which 2 at a Swartz, but all scoreable. So some opportunities missed from the Demons. I'm not suggesting for a minute that would have had any significance on the outcome of the game.
Well, we only have 3 minutes left, but luckily it's only 3 minutes because it's getting very, very dark. And the Seagulls are closing in as we watch Brady Rawlings stream clear of the half-forward area. 4 bounces. Approaching goal, kicks. What's happened? The whistle is gone. And it will be a free kick to the Kangaroos by the look of it. Brown is, by the indications from Wayne Carey, Brown has infringed back where the ball came from. And the umpire, we watch here, Brown there, and, well, why is Brown penalised when Carey is trying to affect a shepherd?
Must have been something after that, Robbo.
Well, Rocker has kicked the goal. So Sav Rocker, a couple of goals. Carey 6, Byron Pickett 3. And for Melbourne, 2 goals each to Schwartz, Green, Bruce and Farmer.
It was in replay here. There didn't seem to be much in that. So the umpires possibly spotted something, Jared, off camera.
Well, I think that you've probably assessed that spot on, Jared. I'd say that we did see Nathan Brown trying to get to Brady Rawlings, shepherded off by Wayne Carey. And Wayne Carey gave Nathan Brown a bit of a pat on the back after the infringement, which was probably a reaction.
I'd say there was a reaction. It may even have been against Brent Harvey or the King himself, but it wasn't for what we saw, hopefully.
Kangaroos from the centre bounce will go forward once again. Rawlings in towards the full forward area. Rocker couldn't take it. Carey's a chance. Broadbridge. Sinclair, desperate, put his body over the ball. Godfrey was going to crunch him. He knew it, but he got in there and smothered the football for the Kangaroos and kept it within their forward 50 for this resultant bounce. 28 points is the margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Ruck work being done by Rocker and Nicholson. Uze, little left foot kick. Grant back to Makepeace. Oh, good defensive work by Shannon Grant. Still there, trying to touch it to his own or one of his teammates' advantage. Not successful in his efforts there. Stephen Phoebe there for Melbourne, and the umpire will bounce once again. So the game petering out now, really, with just over a minute left.
Well, you're right, Robbo. In this war of attrition, the Kangaroos have just had too many guns that have probably made it hard for the Demons at the end of the day. And it's sometimes a little bit of an injustice to see a final scoreline which hasn't been truly indicative of the sort of game we witnessed for the most part.
James McDonald gets a kick out, gathered by Rawlings. He's had 3 or 4 touches in the last minute, but that's a terrific mark, isn't it? Taken by Brad Green.
He's got to do more.